break it all down. The Vault Studio, the best show in town. Best show in town, best show in town. Lights on, mic check, game time, let's go. Jay George, Scotty running the show. Rock on the mix, keeping it tight. NFL talk every day.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vault Studio NFL podcast. I'm your host, J.A., and I'm joined by the king of the Zorbas, Georgie, and Big Scotty over there on the couch.
I've been called worse.
Yeah, I didn't say it as a negative. You are the king of the Zorbas.
Thanks, man.
You're the only Zorba I know.
Amen.
I just got to start the show by saying what a mare of a night I've had. I've come home from work to no power in the house, power outage. First, I'm telling me it won't be back till 5 o'clock tomorrow. Then it was going to be that I'm going to check it till 10 o'clock. Then at 7:30, it just came back on. I was like, boys, back on, come to the podcast. I'm about to kill one or maybe two dogs.
All the equipment's not working.
Yeah, then the equipment wouldn't work. And then all I know is that if Chris Hemsworth was in this field, I'd be picking him in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Listen.
The pre-podcast chat cannot enter the
Don't you start.
podcast.
All right, don't you start because you know I'm right.
And you're not.
Let's not start.
Scott, I bench more than you, so I'm right.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It definitely.
Some people like leg press more.
Yeah,
Benching more definitely does matter.
what about leg measurements? Does that count?
All right, let's not start.
Yeah.
We'll get the calipers out.
All
We'll
right.
get the body fat calipers out.
No one cares about that.
Make sure you follow us on all our socials, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram,
Very
and
important,
TikTok.
please. Helps the
Clips
show
every
grow,
day.
please.
And shout out to our beautiful friends at the Sporting Globe, Churnside Park.
Yes.
There's still a couple of weeks left. You want to go in the running to win a signed
Yeah, there's about a week left.
mini Devontae Adams helmet or a signed Dante Culpepper football. Download the Sporting Globe app. Change your affiliation to the Vault Studio podcast and make sure you enjoy all the benefits of what they bring. $25 voucher on your birthday. $20 for every $25 you spend, you get $1 back in credit. Bonus. What's the word? Discounts and stuff on food and drinks. It's unreal. So make sure you get it.
Absolutely.
If you're going there to have a meal, you're an idiot if you don't have the app, to be honest. Even if it's not with the Vault, you're just silly for not having it. So
Yeah.
Fair.
shout out to Dave and Eloise for being our sponsors. We appreciate it very
Love it.
much. Now,
Thank
Georgia,
you.
I think you've got something
So
to
what
start us off tonight.
I wanted to have a little segment just to kick off the show tonight because not that we've been a little bit lackluster, a little bit stale the last couple of weeks. I thought I just need to inject a little something into here. Scotty was falling asleep the other week. I need to just get a little bit of
I
juice
was
back
worried
in
about him, yeah.
the bill. I'm gonna just try and jack some data, get a bit of juice back in here.
Yeah. That's
So,
right.
What I've
Please
done, what I've
don't
come up
ever
with.
refer to us as the New York Giants.
No.
I'll shut it down.
No, but I like
I'd be
Jackson
happy
Dart
to beat
'cause
the
he's tall
fuck
and
out of
handsome.
the Eagles, though.
Tall
Yeah,
one, handsome
true.
gunslinger. Oh, well, it's coming up this week. Don't worry. You're going to see. It's going to be a nice.
Maybe.
Stupid.
Maybe.
We'll wait for that. So what I thought I'd come up with is just do like a little funny little mid-year review of each of our teams,
Oh, God.
and then we can just have a talk about it and have a laugh, basically.
Okay.
All right. So first off, we're going to go with your Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, no.
Here we are, halfway. Here we are, halfway through the NFL season, and the Dallas Cowboys are sitting at a very respectable. We swear we're good. Please believe us. Record of 3-3-1. Being a Cowboys fan is like dating someone who swears they've changed every year, but by week 5 you're crying alone in the car park.
We've all been there.
Every off season, Jerry Jones tells us this is the year, and if you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you. On a bright note, though, Dak Prescott's playing like a man who's tired of being blamed for everything. He's out here throwing lasers, running the offense, and he's even given Jerry his special daily massage. Dak's the only guy keeping this thing from becoming an episode of The Real Housewives of Arlington. He's playing so well, in fact, he could easily be league MVP on a team with a losing record. And then there's a defense which resembles a screen door on a submarine. You just watch the water rush in and pray. Only the Cowboys can have the top offense in the league and a historically bad defense in the same year. That's now 31 years without an NFC Championship game appearance. But hey, next year is definitely their year.
I hate you. But also completely accurate.
Yeah. So next we got Tommy's Ravens. Tommy's on here tonight. Shout out to Tommy. Before the season started, a lot of people were talking big about the Ravens and how this was their year. And by week 4, they're getting smashed 44-10 by a hapless Houston squad. Between blowing a 15-point lead in week 1, so fumbles a lot, Derrick Henry coughing up the ball, a defense so leaky it looks like it has the clap, and stat patter Lamar ripping his hammy off the bone. This year has quickly turned from Super Bowl dreams to nightmares. Nothing short of an exorcism will solve the Ravens' woes as another chance at a Super Bowl goes begging.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very fair.
And I got next we got Scotty's Seahawks.
This
So
is good.
the Seahawks are sitting at a very respectable 5-2, being led by their legit defense with studs on every line and the Ginger Messiah himself, Sam Darnold.
Is he ginger?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
McDonald's defense is flying around the ball and QBX offense is getting better every week. But I got a question for you. Does anyone actually care?
No,
Bonehead losses to San Fran and Tampa and constantly playing with their food against lesser opponents like the Jags, Texans, and Cardinals could have cost them. In fact, watching them play is like dry humping with your first girlfriend when you were 15. You're always left wanting more.
and you'll never forget it.
If the Ginger Messiah is to lead them to the Holy Land, they better start putting teams away early.
That it?
Last but definitely not least
Oh,
is my
God.
Philly Eagles.
Here we go.
So the Philly Eagles came into the season like rock stars, fresh off a dominant Super Bowl win, confetti still in their hair, and everyone and their grandmother yelling, "Run it back." Yeah, well, now it's starting to look more like walk it back cautiously. After all, this is Philly we're talking about, where the fans are calling for everyone to be fired after a bad loss to the Giants one week, to anointing Jalen Hurts as the second coming of Jesus Christ himself
That is
after
very
a
true.
stellar performance against the Vikings the very next week.
That is very true.
Even with their offensive woes under new OC Kevin Patullo and apparent unrest in the locker room, the Eagles are just too damn talented to fall apart. The only real threat to Philly is Philly itself. But hey, that's Philadelphia for you. The only city where a team gets booed off the field after winning.
That's pretty fair. Very good, George.
Thanks, mate.
Well done. Did ChatGPT write that for you?
No, not at all. That's Georgie K special right
Do
there.
you know what I'm impressed with as well is that you were able to read that all without stuttering.
Yeah, I'm not retarded.
I don't know if we can say that.
No, we just did.
Definitely don't put it to a vote.
Instagram tomorrow we'll be voting. Very good.
Cheers,
very
boy.
good.
No, that was good.
You were very accurate on your Eagles as well.
Yeah,
That was
I told you pre-show I was pretty even
Yeah,
killed.
that's very
Like,
good. I enjoyed that.
One week is fire everyone. The next week is Hurts is good. He's top 5, and when we smash the Giants, it'll be we're winning the Super Bowl, and
then you'll lose one, and then it'll
then
be
we'll lose
fire
one, and it's like
everyone.
fire everyone
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
We're like a roller coaster, man.
It is. We got a bit of a special segment coming up later. We put on
Ooh.
Instagram for people to respond with their
Oh, did
biggest
we get-
surprises of the
Did
season.
we get some responses?
Oh shit! Yeah, we got tons.
I love it.
Tons. And a lot of them were for a couple of the same things. So but there's a few things we're going to talk about. So we'll do that later.
That's
So we're
pretty
just going to touch on a few games,
I love,
Um,
for the record, I love the fan interaction.
It's so
just,
good.
It just gets me fired up.
especially that one
In the
guy last
comment
week.
section, or
Oh, that one was funny. I had to put him in his place. I had to do it. Got a Chiefs.
tell me what happened after the show.
Right,
I will, I will.
little tosser Chiefs fan as well.
All right, let's start.
Don't
with,
look what you've done.
He's already upset. Let's start with the Bears, who four-game win streak.
Hey, we said it last week. The tide is already starting to turn. You can see it's starting to click. Things are on the way up. They got a solid defense. They got an excellent play caller.
Yep.
And it seems to me like Caleb is wanting to be coached. He wants to improve. He wants to learn the system.
Yeah, I think it seems to be working for them so far. I think there's still improvement to come, and
Of course.
they've beaten some bad teams, but
You need to beat them.
they're winning games.
That's
They had
what
a
you're supposed to do with bad
a
teams.
walk-off
I think-
field goal, or they blocked a field goal to beat the Raiders, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah,
But I mean, that's football, though, man. Shit like that happens every week.
Yeah,
I think when they were 0-2, we were all cautiously like, "Hey, new coach, new system. Let's
Yeah.
just give him a little bit of space. Let's just come back to this in a few weeks' time." And
No,
we-
you said that very correctly. I said Caleb Williams was shit.
look, I was trying to
That's
protect you from one of your takes.
Yeah,
but
no, that's fine. I own my takes, the good ones and the shitty ones. Don't worry, I own them all.
none in between. No, but you need to give him a little bit of time. And
Yeah.
and Ben Johnson, obviously first time coach, he's got to learn the ropes. It's a huge jump going from coordinator to coach,
Yep.
and especially a coach to a younger team with a inexperienced quarterback. So
It's the biggest jump in terms of coaching wise in the NFL. There's no doubt about it. Just in terms of the level of responsibility
Oh.
organizationally
yeah,
that you have to deal with. Like,
the
If-
time allocated to shit that doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the X's and O's are on field, especially when you're like a genius play caller. Like, you don't
Yeah.
want to be dealing with this shit. Like, the second
team
string,
bus.
second strings running backs, baby mamas giving him issues. Like, you don't want to have to deal with any of that shit.
The
Like,
NFL's got a really, really good procedure in place to get rid of those problems.
yeah.
it's called money.
No, but yeah, the Bears, it's been good. I think it's a city and a team that deserves a little bit of hope with football.
Yeah.
They finally got the quarterback. They've got the coach. They've invested heavily in the O-line. Swift looks really good.
Yeah, that's actually been what I think is the biggest turn in their 4-game win stretch is they're running the ball really well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Swift, we've seen him in the past with a good O-line that can generate some holes. He's athletic. He will make plays. He'll make guys miss. He can catch the ball. He can do everything at a pretty good level.
Yeah, durability has probably been his biggest knock. It's
Yeah.
always like one hit away from a shoulder he's out for 6 weeks. But
Yeah.
fingers crossed we play with the injuries off. Obviously, hopefully he's good to go for the year. And this team, I mean, honestly, fuck knows what's going to happen with the seeding with the NFC. Like I sent a screenshot. I think there's 8 teams that are 5-2. Like,
It's wild.
and the Bears are now 4-2. So there's about 10 teams in the hunt, and they're definitely one of them. And you know, even if they don't make playoffs, I think what we've seen so far at the halfway point, it's so far successful.
I think so too.
Definitely going back to what you said, the running game and establishing that running game has really opened everything up because, I mean, and you saw it in Detroit too. That's what Johnson's offense is like. He wants to run the ball on early downs, and then that opens everything up, especially the play action stuff.
It's what most of the good OCs want to do. They
Yep.
want to run the ball well and then get play action going off it.
Yep.
You think about like the Shanahans, McVays. Who's the
No, McVay doesn't really want to run the ball. McVay will happily throw the ball 50 times if he could. Like, he loves it.
Yeah, but Kyron Williams is also a guy that would just dice up teams as well. And if
Absolutely.
he's hot, they will just feed him,
Yep.
18 to 20 times and get 180 yards a game. And
Yeah,
Stafford will only
absolutely.
have 150. So, no, it is every good offense is balanced. There's no successful offenses in the NFL that is not balanced.
One or the other, yeah, because obviously defenses are too good now.
Yeah. So, no,
All right, let's go to an offense that's not balanced, which is the Miami Dolphins. And
Oh,
my only question on this, the Dolphins suck. They lost to the Browns, whatever. That's not the point of this. Is it time to bench Tua and see what you've
well,
got in Quinn
he threw,
Ewers?
was it 3 interceptions on the weekend?
well,
Yes.
I think we've
And
seen.
he only had
and-
like 100 yards of passing and 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's hard to do.
Yeah, he's been terrible. He's had
Well, no, Geno Smith has just entered the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Geno Smith is just as bad.
Yeah.
He's had 3 games with 3 interceptions.
And if you actually watch the game, I think there was like another 1 or 2 that could have been intercepted as
Yeah.
well. So he could have had like 4 or 5. That's fucking bonkers, man.
The thing is, though, then he's had a couple of games where he's played quite well. So he has played okay, whereas like Geno's just been terrible.
Yeah,
in
but
every-
that's been Tua's bag from the start. He's always been very like feast or famine like that.
I can't believe they haven't fired McDaniels. It's bizarre to me.
Nah,
it looks
it's-
like
it-
such a train wreck.
Yeah, I think they're just waiting the season out. They'll probably assess that and go, well, what's the point of doing it now?
Yeah,
I think they'll be very big players in the trades.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Very big sellers. Yep.
Yeah.
They'll be,
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips out of contract. He's on a contract year. I think they don't want to pay him. Bradley Chubb, they've overpaid. So
Jordan
they're looking
Brooks.
to dish him. Jordan Brooks is a good player. Like they're
He's
looking to deal him back to someone who needs him because
Yeah.
they're not competing anytime soon. And the issue they now have is that Tua's under contract for 4 more years.
Yeah, I know. That's
So they can't really they can get out of it. This is going to have to eat some dead cap, which just means you're going to have to do a really hard reset. And hope like the best case scenario is you pull a Denver and you turn it around quickly, but
The elephant in the
hard.
room is Tyreek Hill because he's out.
they can't
He's
trade him.
declining. He's out, and he's got an inflated contract.
And he's
That's a
coming,
team killer.
and he's coming off a knee injury, so you can't trade him till the next season starts.
yeah.
And I don't.
No one
think-
wants him.
I
How
don't
many
think
years
anyone
he got
wants
left on his deal though? He's probably only got 2 or 3 years.
two definitely. So this is 3
Yeah.
including this year. He's got 2 more.
Yeah.
At 35 million or whatever.
If you're
Yeah.
if you're a Miami fan, it's grim viewing, man.
It is. It
in
sucks.
short, and it's sort of in the short and medium term too, because the Pats are already good.
Yep.
Bills are Super Bowl contenders as long as Josh Allen's upright.
And then there's the Jets.
And I mean, yeah, all right, the Jets are the Jets, but they've always
But
been
at
the
least
Yeah.
the difference between Jets and Miami is Miami sort of went for a soft all-in roster construction with a lot of aging veterans, maybe not the best veterans. They traded assets all the time. They made 1 or 2 playoffs and then got absolutely trounced in both of them.
Mm.
So it's not like they sort of semi went all in, got absolutely no reward out of it because they were a borderline playoff team. And then
No, I
got
think they went
pumped.
all in. I just think they went all in the wrong way.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah.
So like yeah, they went all in, but just not in a conventional way where you had a lot of the talent yourself.
Yep.
Under rookie contracts, and then you bring in the veterans. They've just sort of brought in all the veterans and had a few pieces and went, oh, we're fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they had a crack. It just hasn't worked out.
Yeah,
But they let a lot of people go to. It's just I don't know. I
don't
can't
think
work
Tua's
them
the
out.
issue.
No, I don't think so either. I think Tua goes to a good team and he's a good player still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. If you want to keep a guy, when they re-signed Tua, he had just come off his best season ever.
He had 5,000
He
yards.
he had 5,000 yards. He was an MVP candidate. I don't
Yep.
think he was ever winning it, but he was in the conversation for a good chunk of that
Yeah,
season.
if you throw for 5,000 yards, you're a legit player in the
And
NFL.
the big call that year was, well, they can't win when it's cold, and this is the problem. And I don't know how you overcome that as the Dolphins, but it's just fallen
I
off the
do.
cliff since then.
It's very simple.
Run the ball better.
You just play with some physicality.
Yeah, you got to
You
be
don't
you got to be
look
tough
and
You gotta be
act
tough.
soft.
Yeah.
That's
They-
exactly right.
They bought Armstead over, like they improved the left tackle position, and then he got
was-
injured and then retired. Like that's what I mean. That they just went a little bit in the wrong direction. And like we can talk
But
about Washington later
what
as well.
what
It's a
I'm
similar
saying
thing.
is, instead of bringing Armstead over and paying all that money, why don't you just invest in the O line?
Yeah.
Draft
Draft
first,
the tackle.
second, third
That's right.
rounders in your lines.
well, I think they have because they've got.
But they
the
went for a
right-
flashy player for Chop Robinson.
That's true. Yeah.
Like their whole procedure is just flashy players.
Mm.
They traded their house for fucking Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, true. They did.
Like, and then Jalen Waddle. Like, he's not the most complete player, but he runs a 4.39. So let's just get him in the building and we'll
Mm.
figure it all out.
Yeah.
Great. He will be trade bait because he's on a great contract.
Yeah, you probably will.
Great
And-
contract.
Davon A-Chain, again, probably not the best running back in the class. Oh, he runs a 4.4. Let's just get him in the building and see what happens.
And he can't
And
stay
now-
healthy because he can't endure the hits.
But now it's 3rd and 2, and you're like, where does the ball go?
Yeah.
Who's getting the ball? Because we're going to get pressure. So our O line's a sieve. So we're going to get pressure. We're going to get destroyed. So we can't let a route develop.
Yep.
And then you can't run power.
Speed doesn't matter when you don't have time for it to get going.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. Like they're just not they've just built the completely wrong way. To win consistently in the NFL, you got to be tough up front both ways. You got to be able to run the ball consistently, stay ahead of the chains, stay on time, and they just can't do it.
No,
and I don't know who's in their defensive backfield, but Jesus Christ,
it's awful.
what is going on? Do they know that you got to
Well,
stop the other team catching
I
the
actually
ball?
think they're missing 3 of their starting corners, I believe, as well. And they didn't have.
I'm
much
not
depth to
entirely
start with.
plugged in with Miami, to be completely honest, but I value my sanity just enough not to watch them. But yeah,
What questions though? Would you bench Tua or would you just ride?
no, I think at this point,
Honestly.
from what I've seen from Quentin Ewers, it's so much worse than Tua.
I don't think there's any point. You've got to ride out and see what you've got in him for the future.
Yeah.
So, and he's
Even-
trying to be a leader. I know he
Even
gets
that.
it a bit wrong time to time, but at least he's trying. At least when he gets up to media, he talks and answers questions.
No.
and tries to be open.
I'm not going to shit on Tua the guy. The Tua the guy, he's good. He's
Yeah.
a good man. I got no issue with him at all.
He
But like,
faces the music.
There'd be plenty of teams that would want Tua. Like guarantee. You reckon Jets wouldn't want Tua right now?
yeah.
Plenty of teams that would want Tua.
No, I think the solution is to just ride it out to the end of the season and just completely clean house.
I think so too.
GM's got to go. Coach's got to go. Unfortunately, I think Tua's got to go.
Yeah, probably. If you're not going to have a good team, you may as well see if you can get.
Oh,
something
I don't
from it.
know. I think Tua is a good enough quarterback to entice a GM and a coach to build around with.
That's fair too. And
If
again,
you're going to get a high pick, and if
just
you
too
don't
much.
need a quarterback,
Just too much
that's
money.
true.
That's
And
the problem.
55 million is just not that much for a starting quarterback. Like we all feel Tua is a starting quarterback in the NFL. Yeah.
there's only a few that are on.
It's
less
probably
than
like
that.
a bottom third starter. Yeah.
But so that's what you're paying for him. Like
Yeah, I
is he better?
suppose
Is he
that's
better than Brock Purdy?
Yes.
I think he's better than Brock Purdy. Around the same level. Let's just say around the same level.
I'd say the same level.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy, we don't blink at that. It's just what you have to pay to keep him. Simple as that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, well, we didn't like it, but that's the market. You have to pay to keep him. So
Yeah.
it's simple as that.
Mm.
All right, let's roll to the Vikings. I want to discuss, and we talked about this. The Vikings have really screwed up at quarterback.
Yep, they definitely have.
Because now what we know with Darnold, which not only did they have him in the building last year, but he
Daniel
played.
Jones.
That's what I was going to say. He played at an incredible level, Sam Darnold, for them last year, bar 2 games. I think it's
Yep.
very fair to say. He had 2 bad games. The rest were pretty good.
Yep, it's just unfortunate that those two
We're at the end
games
of the
were at the end of the season
That's what
and
happens
with
when
the
you-
most at stake.
So when it happens when you play really good teams.
Yeah, I agree. It's just
And it was a
unfortunate.
collective thing as well.
Yeah, it wasn't just him.
Yeah.
And they had that. And they also had Daniel Jones in the building, who's now gone on. We're going to talk about Daniel Jones later when we do our biggest surprises
Cool.
of the year.
I'm
Surprise,
shocked.
surprise.
How many people said that?
40.
Yeah,
Fair.
And
absolutely.
I just think the Vikings, for 35 million that Darnold's on,
Yep.
they had an opportunity to keep him.
Yep.
And they went with a guy that is pretty much unknown in JJ McCarthy. And I don't care what they say, he wouldn't be starting over Carson Wentz right now.
No,
I
he's
think
the emergency backup,
Yeah, I
which
think-
means he's healthy to play.
Yeah.
They're protecting him
Yeah.
from the media outlash. And I would love to rewind this from my draft recap of him when I had all the stats of he's thrown over 200 yards for Michigan like 4 times. Like,
He was such a polarizing draft pick because half of them were like, no, he's a superstar because he ran Michigan, blah, blah, blah. And the other half were like, well, he never throws the ball. It was that easy to run Michigan.
Yeah.
Anyone could have done it. And he just happened to be the starter there. Like, he was obviously a good college player, but the NFL, you need more than that. And I said, other than one good quarter against the Bears, his 3 starts have been atrocious.
Oh.
Some of the worst play you've seen at quarterback for the past few years. Like, there are 7th round picks playing.
The only pushback I'm going to have on this is that if this was any other team other than the Vikings,
Mhm.
who, because of the roster construction, have high expectations,
Yep.
would we be judging McCarthy as harshly as what we are? And I think the answer is no.
I think we're
yes,
judged.
we would be.
I think I'm judging them harshly. No, if he was in Tennessee and sucking it up, you'd be like, because Cam Ward's
That's what I'm
playing
saying.
well.
That's
But
what I'm
Cam
saying.
Ward looks a hell of a lot better than what JJ McCarthy does.
What's your opinion with Bryce Young?
My opinion is unchanged. He's too small.
But you also shitting him that he misses throws, this, that, and the other. But at least Bryce Young has the capability of throwing for 300 yards and torching.
Yeah,
the
I
defense.
agree. He does have.
We have
he
not
does have the
seen
capacity.
one part of this.
Yeah,
And
I'm
he's
agreeing
been
with
in the
you.
system. I know he's only played 2 games or 2.5 games, whatever. But he's been in the system for a year now.
He has been in the system for over a year now.
Yeah, people. I think people go the wrong way with that analysis of him. That he's technically a rookie. No, he's got the benefit of sitting for a full year and learning everything. I know he didn't have the reps, the physical reps, but
Yep.
there's not many quarterbacks that get the benefit of just sitting there and learning for an entire season.
No.
And it looks like
True.
And that, like I said, he's a healthy scratch right now. I don't care what they say on the injury report. He's
Yeah.
a healthy scratch.
Yeah, for sure.
If he was really good, he'd be back playing.
Yeah, I agree.
And the fact that they've had to turn to Carson Wentz when they had Darnold and Daniel Jones in the building last year and couldn't work out, like they could have kept Daniel Jones for nothing.
Pretty much, yeah.
It would have been a better option. I know hindsight's beautiful, and I was the first to shit on the Colts for doing it. But the bottom line is, with the information we know now, that the Vikings should have known from having him in the building.
But to be fair, they only had him in the building for like 6 weeks.
It was a long time.
Yeah.
But again, they
And
could
he
have
was on
kept
the
him.
scout team.
They could have had Aaron Rodgers too.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers wanted to play there
That's actually
and
very
was
good point.
happy to teach McCarthy, and they didn't want to keep him. Aaron Rodgers would be perfect for this team right now.
Aaron Rodgers also comes with a lot of baggage.
I understand. Well, in fairness, he's been pretty squeaky clean in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's
No,
fair.
at the
Yeah.
time it did.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, I just think
That's what I meant. Like when they had a chance to get him, there was a lot of baggage with
Fair
the
enough.
messy breakup with the Jets, his previous stops, like how he left with the Green Bay. It was
Yeah, there was. Some
he's done a
bad-
180.
Yeah, 100%. He's just shut up and played football, which is perfect. It's what he was his best years in Green Bay were.
Fair.
He just shut up and played football at
But
a really high level.
I think mentally, I know this is not Rodgers' segment, but I think mentally is like maybe I'm not the superstar, maybe I'm not a top 5 QB in the league.
Yeah, that's
maybe
what I was saying
I
the other week.
just
Yep.
diamond dunk it down the field, take a deep shot when it's there, just
He's
protect
realized,
my
yeah,
body.
I'm 42
I-
now.
I'm a game
not 31
manager.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
very
fair.
fair. Yeah, but again, they could have had him, and they didn't. There was 3
So
guys that
to,
could have
to
had.
answer your
the help
question,
situation.
yes, they have screwed up,
They've
and they've
screwed it
screwed
up.
the pooch quite royally, especially because of how well Sam is playing in Seattle.
Mhm.
It further vindicates.
And
Well,
they knew that, and he's on 35 million.
Yeah,
It's,
It's-
such a good quarterback
yeah,
contract.
for that caliber of play,
Like-
absolutely.
Almost like Darnold's last 2 games probably cost him 20 million.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Maybe 15. He would have got 50 million if he
would've got
if he
50
played
million.
really well and won a playoff game.
Yeah.
One, he's probably still in Minnesota. And,
Yeah, yeah,
and
that's
he
fair.
would have been on 15 more million, which
Yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't care. He's going to have success there. He's probably going to get an extension if he continues playing really well. He'll probably get an extension, which will boost his.
It's like 27.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very young. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
he'll-
He's in the prime to have the end of his career getting paid 60 million a year.
It's as I said, they stuffed up the Vikings.
Yeah,
They,
I think a lot of it was just
they
because
hedged
they were
their
just,
bet, it
they were
didn't
just
work out.
married to that pick a little bit too much.
Well,
and-
they traded up to get it. So they gave up their pick. They gave up 2 first rounders. I think it was like pick 18 and 23. I wish Tom was here to fact check it, but
Yeah.
they gave up two
Shout out,
very good picks to move up to 12, I believe.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? Like,
I'm
sometimes
proving your point.
if it ain't working, you just got to fucking pull the pin. Like, San Fran drafted Trey Lance 3 or 4 or whatever.
and then
it
Brock
was.
Purdy saved them from that
Yeah,
pick. Yeah,
literally
Yeah.
saved
Sam
them.
Darnold saved them from that JJ McCarthy pick,
That's
and
what I'm saying.
they were too dumb to work it
Yeah,
out.
too dumb to work it out. I agree.
Because
At
he
least,
could've
at least
just been
Shanahan
like-
was smart enough to go, hey, I'm rolling with him.
Yeah,
That's it.
Kevin O'Connell should have literally gone, I don't care where we drafted this kid. Darnold's just played like that this season. He only wants 35 or 40 million. Let's just give it to him.
Give it to him.
But-
It's a 3-year deal.
You also don't want to be the team that gives up on a quarterback and then you get like a Drew Brees in the Saints.
Yeah, that's fair.
You don't want to do that.
But what we know now is that they would have been the right call.
Your point's valid, but just to put a button on this, like especially in the NFL now, where it's like everything rolls so quickly in terms of, especially if you've got a good roster, you'd much rather have the known commodity, the known factor.
I think people get too sold on draft picks.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they do. They get to, oh, what if we could get this? You know what you have here.
But they only got to bolster they got Allen, they got Fries, they got all these offensive and defensive linemen because they're not paying Sam Darnold. So
fair.
it goes hand in hand where
True.
they've got the rookie contract, they've got the cap flexibility, they can bolster up their roster a little bit more. So it is like who else they get? They had Kelsey at center this year. Kelly.
Kelly, yeah.
They got
Brian
Kelly at center.
Yep.
They got Will Fries. They paid like a big.
I think they
big deal.
extended Darisaw, their left tackle.
Yeah, they got Allen after
Jonathan
Washington
Allen, yeah.
cut him. Like they got some decent players that they could not afford if they were paying Sam Darnold. So I do see both sides of it, but it doesn't mean that it's
just hasn't,
played out
just hasn't
right.
worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's too raw. Maybe in 3 or 4 years' time, we need to come back and have a look at it if he's either a car salesman or a starter.
He'll be he'll be
Well,
selling insurance in 4 years. I agree. I think so.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I just don't think he has.
Call
it.
me crazy, but I think I've seen enough.
Yeah.
Like anyway,
Two games is probably not enough.
I said we said this about Bryce Young. He was awful, and he's turned into a competent starter.
Yeah, okay. Competent is the right word.
All right, let's talk about the Broncos' big comeback win over the New York Giants.
So just for context, it was 19-0
Yep.
Giants.
Yep.
With 10 minutes.
No,
to play.
heading at the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I think
10
it was
minutes.
11 minutes to go or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Broncos scored 33 points in the fourth quarter.
That's fucking bonkers.
It's wild. And not only did they score those points, they got a turnover from, it was like the defense, it's like the offense got going and the defense were like, if we just get a couple of stops
Yeah.
here, like we're on. Like, and if you've played sport before, you know what that momentum feels like.
Absolutely.
Everyone's been on both sides of it where you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, we're
It's
in
like running
trouble
with
here.
a tailwind. It's like
Yeah.
you just know it.
And when
You
you're
can
on
feel
the
it.
side and that you could tell that defense was just like, you know what, they're talking a bit of shit. We've just scored a touchdown. It's only 2 scores now. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Oh, quick turnover. It was amazing to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
And it just showed that the Giants are fun. Don't get me wrong. And Dart and Scatterbo, we're going to talk about them a lot later in the surprises. They're fun.
Yep.
But they are not that good a football team. They're just not
No,
that. Denver's
I
not a
think
much
young,
better team.
when
course
you
they
have young cornerstones like that, and Scatterbo is probably not a cornerstone of your team, but when you got young players like that, you have to learn to win. You have to learn to put teams away, and it's a different type of hey, let's just run wild and throw caution into the wind. You sort of got to change your mindset a little bit. I'm not saying you don't have to be aggressive, but you just gotta play. Not play to win's probably not right. You got to execute and then just slam the door shut.
You're
Yeah.
100% correct.
And you
Learning to win.
just that is a mindset, and that probably falls back on Dable a little bit, but like that pick was like a great play call. It simulated pressure. They brought everyone apart from the one guy who was
And then dropped in front of the short route.
and
They put the robber in front of the short route,
Yeah.
knowing that a young quarterback's going to be like pressure, get it to the hot, and,
Yeah, it
the, and the
was.
linebacker just drops straight in front of
Yeah.
him.
and then like the view from Dart's point of view was like he was perfectly in line with the center and guard and the defensive tackle. So he just hid back into his coverage without being seen.
Yep.
They opened the lane that they wanted him to either run into the linebacker.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario, he tries to scramble, and then that linebacker comes out and makes a tackle before he
No
gets the
doubt
first
he
down.
was a spy as
Yep.
well.
Or he throws into that window, and the linebacker, they're too good in the NFL. Like we
Yeah.
talked about this a few weeks ago. There was that, I can't remember which quarterback it was.
Stafford.
Was it Stafford that threw the ball
Yeah.
where he looked off and you saw the linebacker like dart?
Yeah.
That's how quick these guys are.
Yeah.
Now, if you get it right, you can really torch them.
Yeah.
Because they bite on it so hard.
Stafford's also
But-
what an 18-year-old
Exactly,
vet,
and that-
18-year vet.
And that linebacker, like he would have, as soon as he saw him wind up, he would be like, "Oh yeah, I've got this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they just break so quickly on the
Yep.
ball, and it was a great play.
Shout out to the Giants though. In Denver,
They're
gave
fighting
them
hard.
everything that they could handle, and Denver's shown that they're a bloody good team.
Yeah, they just
And they
should've
gave
won.
them everything they could handle. And this is young teams have to learn the hard way. And unfortunately, the Giants they put away the Eagles and probably put a little bit more score on the board to blow out how close that game.
Yeah, it wasn't as
sort
close
of
as the
was.
scoreline looked. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
and then they got the Chargers on their day, and now they've got themselves in position against the Broncos, and the Broncos touched them up a bit.
Yeah,
and
if-
shout out to Bo Nix, that like unreal last quarter.
Yeah.
Like, he's been very inconsistent this year, but if he plays when he plays like that, it just makes you go, yeah, he's got something. This
yeah,
kid.
he's got something.
He moves well. He's so tough. Like
that design quarterback run, and I
Oh.
put it in our chat. That is the execution on every player on that is just something like if you're a nerd and you're like X's and O, watch that in slow motion. You'll get your dick will just be so hard. That is.
it cut glass.
It was no, but like every part of that was just absolutely perfect. It was such a good play call by Sean Payton.
Shout out to Sean Payton through the
Can
week,
we
throwing
shout out?
snipes as
So,
well.
Sean
Snipes
Payton,
in the chat.
Then in the post, two things on Sean Payton in the post press conference. He came in and the first thing he said was, "I don't want the fact that we won this game to overshadow how poorly we were.
Yeah.
It's great to enjoy it, and we're happy we won, but we cannot let it overshadow how bad we were for the first three quarters because." Realistically, we had no right to win this game,
Yeah.
and it was them making mistakes that brought us into the game. And we need to not overlook that. We can't let that happen because you won't win them very often.
Yeah,
No,
it was
no.
just probably just because of the talent disparity that
Yes.
won in that game. In fairness,
That's good coaching. I
That's
like
good
that.
coaching.
Yeah.
And then he said, I said to the Maras, because I'm very close with the Maras, that I wish you just waited until after you played us before you
Brought
put
in.
Jackson Dart in the lineup.
and then Russ bit back as well. He tweeted out a response saying, what did he call him? Classless or something?
He said, classless, but not be exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
Apparently still bounty gating through the media 15
Oh, wow,
years
yeah.
later, which is, in fairness, a great response from Russ. too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's obviously very clear there's no love lost between those two
They
at
don't
all.
like each
No.
other
Yeah, they just
at
hate it.
all.
And to be fair, like he's a grizzly old, man anyway. Like he just looks like an old fucking angry curmudgeon.
It was the
type
same
man.
when he took over and he took shots at Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
and
did.
just was like, had to say like, shut up about keep my coach's name out your mouth
Yeah.
or whatever. He turned on that pretty quickly when,
Yeah.
when it fell apart at the Jets.
Yeah.
But
And Russ is a bit of an easy target too. Like he's pretty, I don't know, like he seems like a good enough dude, but he just seems like so unlikable.
Just a little
His
bit
face is-
extra for everything.
His face is very punchable.
you've said it perfectly. He's he's the guy you want to like, but he's the guy in your friendship group that you're like, Russ is coming. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's all right.
But then he starts talking, you're like, can this dude just
Just
shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
Like, can he go? Is he time to go home yet?
I know exactly who it is in our group.
Me.
No.
All right, let's get to the next topic. I want to have a quick discussion. Are we ready to accept Washington? Accept. Washington have built their team poorly.
Yeah.
Because you can blame injuries. Don't get me wrong. The McLaurin injury sucks, but anyone who thought Debo would play every game is a moron because
Yep.
it's why Washington didn't want him anymore. It's why they dumped
49ers.
49ers, why the
Sanford.
Washington did want him. It's why the 49ers were able to dump him for a 4th round pick
Yeah.
and get rid of his salary because he never plays. And that fits the 49ers.
He was
bill.
also headbutting the long snapper when he hadn't had a catch for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was
Like,
fucking so
don't-
weird.
Don't everyone forget that. Like,
Yeah. Like, so
and he
many,
dropped so many passes on games that they lost. He's a fucking sack of shit.
and,
Not dropping them hamburgers though.
and let's- and then, so he was never going to play every game. And then they're so old. And then like Lattimore, they traded for. He's the worst corner in football.
Yeah.
He is. Do you know
Looks
when a
bad.
guy's done? When every single time you watch any aspect of him, he's hand fighting.
Yeah.
His feet aren't working. He's
Higgins-
too slow.
Pickens embarrassed him.
Yeah.
Embarrassed him in that
You know,
game.
that's when you know a guy's getting burnt because he's
Yeah.
trying to grab any part of the receiver. to stop them getting past him. And all you see of Lattimore right now is just hands are flying. He's like a kid learning to doggy paddle.
He's too slow,
just,
bro.
His worst play on the weekend was when CD Lamb was wide open over the middle that he went for the touchdown. And instead of seeing CD Lamb and going, oh, he's going to catch this, I've just got to go and wrap him up. He thinks CD Lamb's not there and goes like, it looked like Madden when the animation kicks in.
Yeah.
He runs behind him, 5 yards behind him, and goes to like catch the ball.
What?
And CD Lamb just
I
catches
missed
it
that.
and then takes out the safety. So CD
Oh,
Lamb just
wow.
keeps running.
Yeah.
Like he's just dumb. This is what I mean. We all knew, well, we knew.
No,
in this room,
we've been flogging this horse for 6 months.
like, yes, they potentially can be a playoff team.
They were the
And-
darlings.
Yes, and Daniels getting hurt again sucked. When
Oh.
he got hurt being pressured, he was doing nothing in that game
He also-
anyway against a crap defense.
Another callback to my draft thing with the quarterbacks. I was not high on Daniels, and I said that he was good last year, but I was still concerned of his size. He plays outside of the pocket too much, and he's going to get hurt.
Yep.
He got a legal hit at the waist and hurt his hamstring from his momentum going backwards.
Yeah.
That he's
right.
not big enough to play.
And the bottom line,
No. He's not big enough to play the style that he wants to play. Like
because he can't outrun everyone in the NFL.
Yeah, he can't.
No,
he can't
it's
do it.
not that. He just can't take the hits. He's just too slender.
Look, I said I've still got faith in Daniels.
I think he's a good quarterback,
I think
but I
he'll
just
still
don't
be
know. You can't like we saw CJ Stroud get absolutely murdered this week,
a lot.
and by like Big Cat, and he got up every single time because he's a stockier dude.
He's a big,
Yeah.
thicker
He can
dude.
take
Yeah.
the hits.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels probably I would love to see the stats, but like he probably weighs 15 kilos less, and
He's
it
slim.
well
He's a
looks
slim
like
guy.
it.
And he's tall. He's tall and slim.
Yeah,
I'm going to look up his weight.
And the
Keep talking.
bottom line is the fact that
I'd be shocked if it's over
every-
95 kilos.
every quarterback has destroyed the Cowboys defense, destroyed them like they're not
Yes.
even there. And there were moments where he looked okay. And there were moments where I was watching this game going, there are guys wide open, throw it.
Yeah.
And he took too long, didn't read it quick enough, and then would get pressured by the worst pressure team in football. Like,
He's coming off injury and he's
there's-
probably a little bit
this
rusty,
is
and
the thing,
Scary
right?
Terry's not there. Like I can
all we
see.
do is make excuses
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
team. They've built their team poorly, and they're now paying for it.
Hey, I
It's
was
as
the
simple
first
as
one
that.
to shit on him.
Yeah.
But
Like, they probably should have let Terry McLaurin walk too. We've
Oh.
said he's 30 years old.
Yeah.
We all said it. He's 30 years old.
hang on,
and-
two of us said it. One of us was trying to say that he's a top 10 receiver.
I didn't say he was top 10 receiver.
I mean, you were trying really hard to get him in.
Thank you, Mike. Don't get me wrong. He's not a bad receiver, but now's not the time to pay him all the money. When
No.
he hit, there's what did we say? There was 5 guys over 30 that've had 1,000-yard seasons
Yep.
in the past 10 years or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
It just doesn't happen very often.
No.
And one's DeAndre Hopkins, whose career's pretty much over at 33.
Yep.
Like it just does. It's just
Well, and yeah, he went to Tennessee, so his career's over.
no. He went. Is that Ravens now? Is he at
Yeah.
Ravens now?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
But again, career over. He took the Tennessee bug and
Yeah.
took it somewhere else. But yeah, they're just not good. How big is he?
6'4" and 95 kilos.
I was bang on.
It's pretty
Yeah.
skinny.
Yeah.
Pretty skinny.
Yeah.
Probably
I'd
needs
say.
another 5-ish, 10 kilos of muscle.
Yeah, I said, if anything, if anywhere I've got faith in Washington, it's the fact that I think Daniels will end up being okay. I think he's a good quarterback. It's just,
Yeah, but he can't fucking just keep getting injured all the time.
but Washington just assumed they were there because they, again, they got lucky in the playoffs last year and caught the Bucks on an awful day where they just got over the line,
With a field goal as
Yeah.
time expired.
and then they caught Washington on, Detroit
Lions,
on
yeah.
probably the worst game they've had in the past 3 years.
Yep.
And still, like they won comfortably in the end, but they still they got like 35 points put on them or something.
And
like that.
also, the Lions were in it with a couple minutes to go.
And decimated with injuries
Yeah.
as well. That's what I mean. Like they kind of, and then the Eagles just frog stomped them like they were nothing because they
Reality
were.
check. Yeah.
They were at that point. So they got lucky. They drunk their own bathwater and thought, we're now in top up mode. Let's top up with a few vets. And they weren't there. And everyone knew they weren't there. If they
Yeah.
just, I don't know. It just seemed like, and like keep guys like Jonathan Allen. Don't let guys like Jonathan Allen walk and then
Yeah.
bring Devo in.
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
And,
You pay Jonathan Allen.
Tunsil
Yeah.
and
It's just like, in fairness, Tunsil's actually played okay.
Yeah,
he's
he has
actually
been
been,
okay.
pretty good for him. He's about the only bet that works. If you just added Tunsil, that's fine. It's the flashier guys that doesn't work. I don't know. I'm just right off it. I'm almost glad.
we were never on it.
And I think they can still be a playoff team this year. Don't get me
I
wrong.
don't.
There's plenty of season left. I don't think they will be, but they can be. They can be. There's a way they can go on a bit of a run, but they're also getting into their hard part of the schedule too.
I got more
I
faith in the Bears than I do.
I think the
Washington.
schedule's way too tough for him, and
I've
I
got
haven't
more
seen
faith.
enough.
I've got more faith in the Giants. Like, not to mention, they just got annihilated by the Cowboys. Like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing what just happened to them. That's an embarrassing loss. So, anyway, let's go to our big segment of the
Ooh,
week. So,
I'm
I
ready
put
for this.
out on the gram.
Shout out the
Scotty,
gram.
do you know what Instagram is? Are you?
No, we'll teach him after.
I've heard of it.
We'll show you, throw a few.
We'll put up a webinar. I'll teach him.
Yeah. All right.
Coming from a
So,
bloke that can't figure out Google Doc.
that's fair. Very fair. Hey,
Again,
we're beneath him.
again.
Remember.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That is completely.
Malaka, I only
not-
know what was
That's
said.
not even what I said for starters. And secondly, fuck your Google Drive. I bench more than you. Continue.
That's all right.
Now,
Everyone
the
did
good
different
thing
things.
is we don't know if you bench more than.
Well, we'll go to the garage.
We
right
can
now.
assume it, and
Let's go
hey, I will never race.
We'll go run. I choose not to run.
All right, let's start with our man T-Bone Malone, which me and Scotty, I had it up before on the thing, and he was like, "Who's this Malone guy?" And I went back to the first message you ever sent. Remind me to play it to you after. 'Cause
Yeah.
it is
Oh yeah, that's
hysterical.
fantastic.
We pissed ourselves.
Yeah.
So he said, I think the biggest surprise this year is a lack of a genuine Super Bowl favorite. Look at the playoff seeding at the moment. Nobody would have ever guessed current 1, 2, 3, or 4 seeds in the AFC at this point. And then we talked with the NFC before how close that is.
What is it? What's the?
Well,
I'll bring it up.
the
Colts-
Patriots are the number 1 seed for the East.
Yeah, the Colts are the
Colts.
number 1 seed in the AFC.
Broncos we probably would have predicted.
Yeah, Broncos fair, but
It's not
not
as
as much a
surprising.
surprise. But
Yeah.
if someone had
And
told
then-
me by week 7 the Colts and the
And then
Patriots
Steelers.
are the 1 and 2 seed and the Steelers are the 4 seed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have called you a liar. Like it's very good. It's very surprising.
That is a very good surprise.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm all for league parity. I'm all for it.
Well, it's what the NFL want. We've said this a million
Definitely.
times before. The NFL, the rules is probably one of the only sport leagues in the world that do parity so well. Like most teams, with 4 or 5 weeks left, there's not that many teams that are completely out of it.
Last year there was
Yeah,
for sure.
but like, how many do you think? 10? Like a third of the league are out of it with
Now?
5 weeks. Like last week.
Oh,
with,
last
week
year,
with 5
yeah.
seasons left, the Cowboys were still alive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like mathematically, I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I think there was a lot of teams last year that with like 5
Well,
weeks
especially in
left.
the NFC. The NFC was very top heavy last year.
Yeah.
But it's evened out. Like the
Shit, the
parity's
Pats
great.
are the 2 seed. My
and the Colts are the 1 seed.
Yeah, Colts
Yeah.
are the 1 seed. My prediction on the Pats is coming good.
Just
It is.
I like the Pats.
They got a
Don't
very-
get me wrong.
soft schedule.
Take the Bills win away from it, which was a terrific win, division win.
Why am I
All
taking
respect
that
to
away?
it. No, I'm saying just take that away from this conversation. I'm
Yeah.
saying it's a great win. Everyone else they've beaten have been terrible.
Good.
I think the combined
Raiders,
record's
Tennessee.
like I think it's like 4 wins. The combined
No,
record of
it's
the other.
less.
Is
It's
it less?
Raiders. No, they lost to the Raiders.
Raiders, Titans, Jets. Well, they lost to the Raiders. Yeah, Titans, Jets, Ravens, which
Yeah.
injured. Like I think it's just
Yeah, they beat the Raiders. They lost to the Raiders week 1, and then
Yeah.
they beat the Dolphins.
Dolphins. 1 win.
Lost to the Steelers, beat the Panthers,
They got 3 wins.
beat the Bills, beat the Saints, and beat the Titans. Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying. I'm not against
But that's
it.
what their schedule is this year. Their
100%.
schedule is a lot of
It's a
the
soft schedule.
But-
They're definitely a soft schedule merchant.
but they're the best team in that tier and now that have gone up into the
100%.
like if they're
And
playing
the
all
future's
fourth year
bright.
yeah.
The future's bright because Drake May's real good.
Yep.
Yeah, he is real good.
The other question T-Bone Malone had was,
Ooh.
Jay would agree that the way Dak is playing is not necessarily a shock, but having him play at a level in which he is undoubtedly one of the top quarterbacks in the league and hearing positive things everywhere you look is hearing positive things everywhere you look is pretty shocking. The fact that people are just like, no, Dak's cool.
No, but truth be told, like the last few seasons, even the last couple of seasons with McCarthy, like he was playing at a high level.
Yeah.
Last year before the injury he probably wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He
but
was
the
terrible.
year
Yeah.
before he was good.
But it's just like you got to admit now, it's pretty unanimous that when people talk about Dak, they're like, it used to be Dak's the problem, right? Everyone, Dak
That's
can't win
true.
it. Now it's like the Cowboys are the problem.
Pros problem.
I mean,
true.
that's
The
what the shock
narrative
is.
is the
That
narrative.
the
is definitely
narrative's changed.
shifted.
Like Dak's he's a good football player, and the
Yeah.
Cowboys are letting him down now.
And a lot of it has been because he's just sort of just kept his mouth shut, hasn't said anything. You rarely hear
To be
him saying
fair,
anything in the
he
media.
hasn't never been an outlandish media kind of guy. Even
No.
when it's good or bad, he's not.
Even keel.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you want.
Even
in a
when the
quarterback.
contract stuff was flying around, he's like, "No, I'm not
It'll
worried
get
about
sorted.
it. It'll
Yeah.
get sorted." Someone
Yeah.
will, so basically saying someone's going to pay me to play football, so I'm not really worried about it.
Yep.
Like whatever.
All right, next one we have from our man Tommy Wing,
Oh, here we go.
legend. he had Drake May's second year explosion, maybe Vrabel inspired. I think is that a surprise?
No, I thought the signs were there last year. He was my favorite quarterback coming out of the draft last year.
I think he's kind of playing how I thought he would play. Is that unfair to say? Like, he's playing very well. I just thought he'd be good.
No,
Yeah, I thought
What
he
we
was
saw
good.
last year.
I think the point about the Vrabel point is valid.
Yes.
That perhaps he wouldn't not be as good without Vrabel. Like
Yeah.
I get that point,
Yeah,
but
that's
he was always going to be good.
I think the Patriots in general are surprising, and maybe not the teams that they're beating, but how they're beating them and
Yep.
how they were in the Steelers game.
That's fair because they're not just beating crappy teams; they're actually
Punishing
They're
them,
like running
driving
up
them.
on
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
So that element of it is surprising. I think Drake May's accuracy to maybe the outer people that didn't follow him too closely in UNC or didn't know his first year, his second year dropped off a little bit. Maybe that's probably a little bit surprising for them, but he was a stud. So
Yeah,
it
agreed.
shouldn't be too surprising. Like
Bloody
He was-
Patriots. Just a couple of years of Mac Jones, and it's like, now we've got a franchise
but
QB.
they've drafted properly. They've done it well. Like
Yeah, and
perfect
building a
example of what we were
strong
talking
head
about
coach.
before. They hit on their quarterback. They knew they got their quarterback. What's the first thing they did?
left
We're
tackle.
drafting left tackle.
Yeah,
Who's the best left tackle in the draft? That's who we're getting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but his arms are too small. They don't look too small.
No,
They-
he's a
they
fucking
look
baller, bro.
And their left guard, who's a rookie too, his name I've forgotten it. He's a stud too.
Perfect.
Yeah,
there you go.
They've nailed it.
Left
They've
side of your
nailed
line is sorted for the next 10 years.
it.
Perfect.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. The next one he had was the 1-5 Ravens.
That is very surprising. Yes.
Now, the injuries are a big part of this. Like that, they are.
Good
It's-
teams with injuries still win games.
Well, you
look at Tampa Bay,
And Detroit last year.
Detroit. like
Yeah.
Seattle this year. Like
Kind of just feels like, and I'm not saying this thing, kick the team while they're down, but yeah, the wheels are just falling off there. I think it's
I'm interested to see how they come out this week.
we
with-
should
with,
have changed the coach last year.
gonna have to be time for a little soft rebuild.
Soft
I think.
rebuild's fair, yeah.
So I mean, I like what the Bills did.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like
Yeah.
keep your core guys and maybe I think a fresh voice.
Some of the-
coach is
some-
gonna have to
Some of
be
the
part it too.
older guys that are maybe 28, 29, 30, maybe try and get something for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ship them off and
I think
do something.
it all depends on how the next couple of weeks go for them because they haven't played a division game yet. Sorry, they
No.
played the Browns, who they beat the shit out of
Yeah.
Yeah.
in week 2.
Well, the Browns imploded, but
Yeah, but they did. It was like,
But-
they had like 5 turnovers. The Browns. Like that.
The thing is, at 1-5, there's no way back this season. Is there?
there is. There absolutely is.
They're 100%.
Do you
in
think-
this division?
Do you think?
Pittsburgh just lost to the Bengals?
I was just about to say. Do you think that the Steelers are a 10-win team?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yes, I
I'm
do.
not seeing a 10-win team there.
They're only going to win 5 more. They're 5-2. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like
No. The Steelers are a 10-win team.
we'll see.
I don't know. The Browns.
I
Browns
definitely
are
don't
looking
think.
better.
I definitely don't think the Ravens season's over. They need to win.
So let's assume that just for the fuck of it,
Mm.
Steelers are a 10-win team. Let's assume that I'm correct.
Yep.
I know it kills you.
know.
How many games? How many games do the Ravens have to win out of their remaining
Well,
games?
there's not
in-
10 games left.
No, they're 1-5, so there's 11 games left for them.
Yeah. There's
Right.
not enough games left.
So they're going to win 10 of their last 11. Or they're going to win. They're going to win out.
Well, no. If the Pittsburgh are a 10-win team, then no, they can't win the division.
That's kind
But
of what I'm
I
saying.
think they'll probably beat Pittsburgh twice
Well, that's what I'm
if
saying.
they get healthy.
Yeah.
I don't think Pittsburgh are that hot.
No.
Okay.
But I said like they it could not work out. But just to say that I don't think their season's over. It's going to be really tough for them, and it's unlikely they win this division.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm
But
saying.
if
It's very
any team
unlikely.
can do it, and if Lamar gets going, and
They've got the talent.
they've got a the talent to do it. I think.
talent, yeah. Okay.
And if you look at both Ross's, Pittsburgh and Ravens, you could still take the Ravens.
That's fair.
Yeah,
So
like
the-
when
so the-
everyone's healthy, of course.
Yeah, but they're a chance.
They're getting a fair few guys back after the bye.
Good.
Which helps, including Lamar. Like playing with Cooper Rush last 2 weeks has been disastrous.
Yeah,
Lamar's won 2 MVPs. For
Yeah,
fuck's
like
sake.
Yeah,
they,
like,
they
no,
desperately.
he's
He's probably the biggest boost in the league of
Yeah.
players that you miss.
Yeah.
Oh, from back up to
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
Come on, man.
Huge.
Of course.
Like, how do you reckon the Bills would be without Josh Allen?
They'd be
Dreadful.
Like,
They'd
they'd
be
probably
a
not have won a game.
bottom 4 team, I
Yeah.
think.
That's how big it is. So, all right, I've got one from our boy Junior.
Ooh,
He
nice.
just had a question for the boys. It's not quite a surprise, but we've seen what quarterbacks can do in better teams. Baker, Darnold, Jones. How many players do you think are talented but are just in bad situations? And who does each person think could be a star on the right team?
Oh, good question.
This is a very
Yeah.
good question. So a good quarterback on a bad team that could
I
be
think
good.
I'll start, and I mentioned a bit earlier. I think Tua on a really good team could be a really, really good player, and not only a good team, but a good organization. I think I think we overlook how poor a program the Dolphins is. We overlook how bad. Like you guys both had McDaniels to be the first coach fired. And it's a bit of a surprise he's not.
He's trying.
Yeah,
He's
It's
trying.
like he's trying.
Is he ever?
Yeah, like even in his press conferences, you can tell he just doesn't give a
He's
shit.
so
Yeah.
dejected. He's
Yeah.
fucking done.
And argumentative.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, he's in a pretty shitty situation to it. And we've seen him in a good situation, how good he could be. So I think Tua going to the right situation could definitely be a really good player again.
I'm still trying to find one. I can't think of
What about-
that next quarterback.
What about Lawrence?
Lawrence
Does
came to
Lawrence
mind,
need
but
a
I think
fresh
Lawrence. But I think Lawrence he's not going to find a better situation than the one that he's in.
Yeah, especially with Colin, with a new coach now.
Colin-
Colin's a good coach.
Colin
I feel like
with-
he's good.
Brian Thomas Jr. and Hunter's improving every week. ETN's having a good year. I don't know if he's going to get that support cast around him somewhere else.
Sneaky good defense. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. And a weak
They didn't look
week and a weak
They look like
division
good
too.
defense this week.
Yeah, I
against,
know.
the Rams, but the Rams.
So they're an opportunistic defense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're good.
It's a weak, yeah, sneak. That's what I mean, like sneaky good. But yeah,
Yeah.
And a weak division too.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a
Yeah,
pretty good situation. for him.
I don't know. It feels like a lot of the teams maybe.
I'm gonna throw out a controversial one.
I was going to say Bryce Young because he can make
Yeah.
all the throws.
Yeah. Yeah, you get him in a good
you get him in a
situation.
Shanahan's system. Whew. Is
Yeah,
he
you swap Purdy and
Yeah, I'm saying
I think Bryce Young's
he's
looking pretty
as
sweet,
good as Purdy?
pretty sweet in the 49ers system.
Yeah,
What about? I'm throwing this purely to rage bait Scott.
Oh God,
Hurts.
What? No. Hurts.
Get him in a real situation.
Hurts is in the only situation
It's
he
in
can
the
be
perfect
in.
situation.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they've drafted around him to make that
Mhm.
to exploit that.
Yeah,
He's
he would be
done.
worse in any other situation.
He'd be
that's
out of the
okay.
league in any other situation.
I don't know about out of the league. I don't know about out of the league, but your point's fairly valid. Like
he wouldn't be. He'd be a borderline starter
the
in a lot of other
organization,
teams.
yeah, the organization has constructed the roster to exploit his strengths.
Yes.
and that's good team management.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about Shador? What about Shador getting a
Oh,
start
you're
somewhere?
fucking kidding me.
What
He
about
shouldn't even be in the league.
I love this. This is
What about
I know
Shador getting a
you
start?
said you were trying to like rage bait me, and I
No, but I'm
deliberately not
still
going to.
got you.
And I thought you were going to say Darnold. I was like, no, Darnold could do it anywhere, but Shador, he's a fucking.
I thought you were going to say
spastic.
Milrow in a good situation.
No, what about Shador in a good situation?
No,
What's a good?
because he's going to
how
run
good the
backwards and get
situation?
sacked still. What situation could he possibly be in that's
Like
going to
the-
make him good?
The 85 Bears.
Anything other than the fucking Browns, man.
Well, he will be somewhere else in 2 years' time, and we'll find out.
In fairness, and this is actually, I like that you brought this up. I don't think there could be a better situation for him to be the starter. He's just fucked it up.
yeah,
Not only
Yeah.
did they draft him and they didn't want him to play the team,
The
The
coaches don't
the
want him to
coaches
play.
don't want him.
coach don't want him.
But so he got onto a team that gives him a legitimate chance to be a starter. He's the third
No,
string.
no. He was never given a legitimate chance. to
If
be a
he'd
starter.
played well enough, he could have been a starter.
That's fair.
his
Yeah.
his first
What other
preseason
team in the
game he
league-
played, he played well.
Okay, so what other team in the league could have he been from when he was drafted? Been like, this kid could potentially start here. That was probably the easiest.
Saints?
They had
Saints, yeah,
they had
Saints.
5 quarterbacks on the roster that were like, they had small hands Pickett on there. Like,
Yeah.
who are they going to start here?
Who's at the Raiders now?
Yeah, it
And-
was. And
He-
probably
yeah,
Who's
he's
playing
not-
more snaps than Shador?
He did. Yeah, I was going to say shout out to Kenny Smallhands.
That's what I mean. Like he landed in a situation where is if he had done everything right, it probably gives him the best chance to start. Because what did we hear from Dylan Gabriel all preseason?
Yeah, no, like I get your point, but
Nothing.
what I'm saying is
That's
he
what
was never
my
going to
point
start there
was.
because the coaches don't want him.
So what's the situation?
So why
he could
don't
have
they
been
want him?
at the Ravens? Because then when Lamar got hurt, he could have played and maybe shown what he
Potentially.
had. That would have been okay. Yeah.
Nah, Shador doesn't have it.
Again, we're talking about
What I'm saying is, all I'm saying is,
Well,
if
the
you-
media wanted him to be a first overall pick.
if he was given an opportunity in a good
where
It's starting to sound like a certain minority of the social media. And
no,
it's
if he was
pissing me
given a
off.
good opportunity, it's got nothing to do with his race or anything like that. That's
no, I
ridiculous,
think he was
That's not what
talking
I'm
about morons,
Yeah.
the minority of morons, which
Yeah.
isn't a minority. There's plenty of them.
If he was given opportunity in a good franchise, I'm interested to see how he would go. Is what I'm saying.
Where?
But what has
Where
he
could he gone for that opportunity?
and what has he shown that he can play quarterback at that level where he's an NFL starter? Because he wasn't that good at Colorado against average competition. He didn't look like a starter in
He'd
the
be
preseason.
doing better than McCarthy at the Vikings right now.
He's probably the same tier.
Nah, he'd be doing better.
And
Yeah,
McCarthy's probably got a better arm.
Yeah, shit.
Nah,
We're
he'd be doing
re-
better than McCarthy.
Yeah, just because of how bad McCarthy's
I
been.
like how I have
it would-
hypotheticals and then you drop that in.
That was a good. You know what, George? You got him so.
No, but
good.
this whole segment is hypothetical.
That's very hypothetical.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's move on.
Shador, no chance.
I'm a big Shador guy. Want to buy a jersey? Wear it next week
Do it.
for Halloween.
That's funny, there.
All right,
That's
Reese
funny.
Simpson is our next question.
Shout out Reese.
He said technically the answer is Danny Dimes. That we'll talk about. I'm going to do him at the end.
Yep.
But the biggest surprise is that people actually think or care about the New York Giants again. They will still somehow screw me over, but I'm actually watching their games again.
No, the
Pretty
Giants.
fair. It's a big surprise. Dart's been very good
The-
and very fun.
All we did say that he's going to bring juice. He's going to put asses on seats, and boy, has he ever done that.
Yeah,
Should have just gone. Should have just done it from week one. That's my only gripe. Should have just done it week one.
they stuffed up, man.
No, it's good. I like
Russell
I like
is-
seeing
Paying
a bit
Russell
of
his
a.
money for nothing.
Oh,
Stupid.
they're paying him nothing. Like Russell's still getting paid from Denver. He's just on vet mins every
Yeah.
year. They still
Yeah,
get.
he's doing it on purpose to screw them out of money.
Yeah.
I think good for him too. Fine.
I would
whatever.
too.
Yeah.
That's what coaches do as well when they get fired and they've got 4 years left on their contract. They go
be an
work in
assistant.
college and like, I'll be your assistant head coach. Pay me $100,000, and then the rest of it gets offset.
And then
They
the
get
40
rest of their
million comes
contract.
from fucking
Yeah,
everywhere else.
that's
Yeah,
what they
fair enough.
should do when they get
Yeah,
fired.
I agree. I agree.
Like, pay me nothing. These dudes are paying me still. Don't worry about it for 4 years.
I think
Um,
now that they've, this is a bit nerdy, but I think now that with all the new signings for coaches, they actually have to get a job in the NFL or some sort of job in the NFL to get that paycheck.
Really?
Yeah, so I saw something
that
about that.
just go on holiday because plenty of coaches get fired and just go on holiday.
No, if you get on holidays, then you don't get your paycheck. You've got to get another job to then to
for them
get that
to
money.
offset your money.
I
Yeah,
don't think that's. I don't think that's the case in college.
is.
College isn't like that. I don't think.
no, we're talking about like the NFL.
Oh, okay.
So if
Yeah,
you get fired as a head coach in the NFL, there's in the contract now you have to get another job. You just can't go on a beach and get paid 10, 12, 15 million dollars. You have
So
to
it's
actually.
slightly not guaranteed now. You can't just have some.
It's only
holiday.
guaranteed if you get a job.
Yeah, fair enough.
So back to Reese's question. My only concern for Dart, and we've touched on this before, he really needs to change how he plays. And if you watch his pre-draft interviews, even Gruden told him,
Hmm.
dude, why are you running into that hit? Why are you lowering your shoulder to get 2 more yards? Run out of bounds.
He was better at that against Denver.
Fine. He's going to have to learn very quickly. though.
Yeah, and he will.
Yeah, good. He will. I
third
hope he
or fourth
does.
game.
I hope
Yeah.
he does because
Yeah, he'll need to learn it because he might not make it otherwise.
Well, that's why he's CTE in protocol or whatever
Yeah, 'cause
the
he's-
name
because
is.
he's-
Concussion
you
and
know,
protocol.
Yeah.
and he's already had shoulder issues.
Yeah, it's not just the
In fact,
concussion.
when he was at Ole
it's
Miss.
just getting hit a lot.
Yeah,
Like, these
you don't want your
these
guy
big dudes
getting
hit
hit.
hard.
You don't want him getting hit. Don't
No.
run out of bounds. Slide.
No.
Fucking slide.
All right, Harry Hill.
Oh,
Shout out
big-
Hash.
He said Pickens turning into prime Megatron while CD Lamb was out.
That was surprising, yeah.
And then fairness, did it when he was back too.
Yeah.
He looked pretty
I
dynamic.
don't think that's surprising. George Pickens is a good player,
Yeah, I think that's
and he's got a good quarterback throwing in the ball.
Yep.
Like, why is that
Couldn't agree more.
surprising?
very, very good move by the Cowboys. Now,
Yep.
I want to see if how much they're going to have to cost to keep him because now he's played himself into a pretty good contract.
As,
with Pickens.
fair enough.
And they stuffed up. They should have re-signed him straight away for 24 million.
But he's a flight risk. You don't know what you're
True,
going to
it's
get
just-
with him.
You're
And
probably better off waiting and seeing
Yeah.
what you get. But
Yeah,
like,
he's-
would you pay Pickens 30 million now?
I wouldn't pay any receiver outside of the top 5 30 million.
Well, like Pickens somewhere between 25, somewhere around 25 million.
If you get him under 25, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Because if he gets for agency, he's going to get over 30 million. There's going to be a crappy team.
Oh, the Patriots for sure. Now that they've got Drake May, if you've seen what they're doing with the
Yeah.
corpse of Diggs, for
Yeah.
sure they're going to be getting
There'll be
Pickens.
some teams that are pretty interested in
No, I personally disagree. I don't think that's surprising at all. He's a good player. He's a high level player, and
Yeah,
he's got a high level quarterback throwing in the ball. He's doing what he should be doing,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but we hadn't seen it before this. So that's why I think it is a little bit surprising.
I think we saw flashes.
Yeah.
In fairness, this is
in
like
Pittsburgh.
Dak's the best quarterback he's ever played with.
yes,
And there's no
definitely.
doubt about it.
Definitely. Yeah.
So
Well, small hand Pickens isn't good.
his talents come to the fore.
I have another surprise one because Harry's questions remind me of this.
Ooh.
Who's the Cowboys head coach? I have an absolute
Shoddy.
Shoddy.
Yeah.
I was the first to shit on it.
I'm not surprised.
You always stuck by him
Yeah.
in fairness, but I shat on him even up until like week 3. I was like, it's boring, it's mediocre. In fairness, it works.
There's not.
It's very clever. He's married it perfectly to what Prescott is capable of.
Yeah, to his
And
guys.
Javonte, then you've got Javonte Williams. They've just brought him in, and he's just shot off the O line. Like he's really playing into the strengths of what that team is, and in particular Prescott.
He's a very good OC. He's just got a
Yeah.
shit name because you got to remember he was how do I say this? He was like the current Ben Johnson 15 years ago.
Yeah.
He was that OC that was the hot name. Everyone needs to get him. He waited for the right team. He never got his chance. And then he went around the league. But
He was a bit of a fall guy as well for a few teams too.
he was, yes. But everywhere he went, they had a really good offense.
Yep.
And they almost had either a quarterback in the conversation for an MVP or like a top 6, top 10 quarterback everywhere he went. So I'm not shocked that with the talent the Cowboys have an offense, that their offense is looking
No,
like
you
this.
always headstrong on it. I'm very surprised how
To
good
be
he is.
fair, though, like everything Scott said is correct, but I don't believe that that's why Jerry Jones hired him. I think Jerry Jones hired him because he just wanted to go cheap and he just wanted to get someone in the building who thought would do an okay job. There's
Yeah.
no way anyone in the building predicted the offense would be this good.
They need to get
No
me in
way.
the building.
There's no way Jerry Jones
Yeah.
predicted it. Some people might.
Jerry just said, "Oh, I'll just get him. He's a good name. He's cheap, whatever, and he'll do what I say."
Have you seen the Cowboys are apparently going to trade for Max Crosby? They're going to
Nah, so they got shut down.
Oh.
Like it's stopped now.
I think that the Raiders said absolutely not.
Why would they give up the 2 first-round picks they just got back for
What, and
Parsons
give to
for
the
an
Raiders?
older? Like I actually thought about this today. Is Crosby a better player than Parsons? He's probably a better all-round player than Parsons, but it's also fair. Parsons coming off the best game of the season against Cardinals, he was
Yeah.
unreal in that game.
Yeah.
But
Now, he'll go missing for another month. That's fine.
yeah,
Don't
that's
worry.
it's kind of what he does.
That's
He's
what
a
I
flash.
would. That's why I
It
would
was-
do it.
I was
because
arguing with myself. I'm like, no, Parsons is better. Crosby's more consistent.
More
and he plays the
consistent.
run better. He's more,
more
versatile.
energy. You
Yeah.
know,
But
every
he's
single
older
snap.
though, right?
He's old. I think he's like 3 years older.
Yeah.
So
I don't
and you're
think-
paying him the same money,
I
basically.
don't think that Parsons will ever be the effort and energy guy that Crosby's going to be every snap.
No, he's too small.
But-
He's too small.
I don't know. I think it's unfair to say Parsons isn't an energy guy. His energy's very high. He's just got a bit of negative energy. That's
No. But like Crosby is going to chase down the run from behind and give it everything he's got. He's going to run 15 yards and chase down a running back from behind on a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, Parsons.
We
are gonna
don't
get-
see that from Parsons too often.
Crosby will get a double team, and he'll be like, "Nah, fuck you guys. I'm beating you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parsons will get double team and be like, "Oh,
Just give up
double
and
team
play,
me
yeah.
again."
That's more where I was
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
at. Like he's every single snap, every single
Yeah, he's
down.
like balls
it
to the
is
wall. Yeah.
120%
Yep.
effort.
I just think it'd be a dumb move for the Cowboys. Give up a second-round pick and go and get Hendrickson.
It would be a
Like,
dumb move for the
Because you've
Cowboys.
just
yes.
like you want those picks now to reset your defense with young players. That's the plan. Now,
Yep.
unfortunately, as you said before, the offense has just taken off probably quicker than what people thought.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone thought this offense would be this good.
No.
So turning around going, "Oh, they're wasting a Super Bowl year because Prescott's playing this well."
You're not a Super Bowl team.
No, even
So
with that,
just-
even with that offense, like it's the best offense in football at the moment. But the defense wasn't going to be that good with Parsons either. Like,
No.
what are you going to have? Maybe one extra win with Parsons, maybe at this point.
I don't think so.
I can't think of any game where having Parsons would have. Maybe the Green Bay game was the only one because it was so close, and he might have been able to stop him in that overtime or something
Yeah.
from getting a field goal. But that's the only game.
He's
I think
definitely
maybe.
in the tier of players that can influence a game.
Yeah.
He definitely is. He can.
Well, he
we
did on the
saw it.
weekend. Yeah.
We've seen it, and he can get a strip sack on a crucial moment. He's definitely in that tier of players. I don't know if his consistency
Yeah.
is indicator of wins
I'm
and
not
losses.
hitching my wagon to his star to consistently wait for him to like be a game breaker or be a game decider though.
Look good in Philly Green though, wouldn't he?
Absolutely. Every good player looks good in Philly Green.
All right, the last one, and this is by far the biggest surprise. It's Daniel Jones,
Absolutely.
and
and the Colts.
and the Colts. It's the and
No, I disagree. About the Colts. The Colts were a good team.
They're
were
not
a-
6-1 good.
They were
though.
a good. They were a good roster. And we said. I said it all last year. This team is a quarterback away, and I mean we were right.
I wasn't. I shat on him for it. I thought this was the worst move ever. I need to apologize to Danny Dimes, but this is what happens when the perfect player falls into the perfect scenario. Because statistically, that offense is one of the most. It's historically efficient.
Yep.
They're running the ball at a historically efficient level. They pass block at a historically efficient level. They barely give up pressures. And it is the perfect scenario for a guy like Danny Dimes, who's clearly talented, because you don't go in the first round of the NFL draft if you're not a good football player.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Simple as that. You have physical talents. So they've finally found a coach that can obviously get through to him and provide him with what he needs to be successful.
Yep.
And then you plant him in the middle of the most efficient offense in maybe league history up there. It's no doubt to me that he's playing really well. But he's not just a game manager. He's actually playing at a really high level.
Yep. I bet you.
No,
behind the-
he is a game manager.
He's a I would say that he's a high level game
That is
manager.
that is
what I would call it.
100% accurate.
He's playing
Because
some terrific throws.
He has.
yeah,
But that's what
he's
high-level
also
game managers do.
He also dirts some throws as well, and
Yeah.
he's the scheme is, and I don't want to shit on him because, and I was critical for the first few weeks. I wanted to see it for longer. They've kept
And
that
they've beaten
going.
good teams.
They are beating good teams.
Yeah.
They're stringing together good wins, and he's
Yep.
consistently playing well.
Yep.
But it's not like Mahomes or Allen. Let's
Oh
not.
God, no.
No. But what I'm saying is, they will win you a game. He will just not lose you a game.
He is the
At the
trailer.
moment.
He is the trailer to the Jonathan
That's right.
Taylor Thomas tractor. Like,
Yes.
that is
Shout out to
who
JT.
is
And the
pulling-
O-line.
and the O-line.
Yeah.
that is who is pulling that team.
And Warren,
Fantastic.
And Warren is.
phenomenal.
Who would have thought? Who
Yeah.
would
But
have
if you-
thought
if
a
you-
tough white guy that runs great routes is going to be a good tight end in the
Yeah.
NFL? Like, who would have thought?
But if you've got a great coach and a great O-line and a
That's
great
right.
running back and a great scheme, and you plant a guy in there who's not going to lose you the game, that's
Yep.
all you need.
Yeah.
And shout out to Steichen. I'm really. So I think he'd be the first coach fired because the Danny Dimes thing wouldn't work out, and I thought his wagon was hitched to Anthony Richardson. That
Yeah.
if Anthony Richardson wasn't good, that Danny Dimes, of course, wouldn't be good. So he's failed, but he's gone the exact opposite and gone, no, give me anyone but Anthony Richardson.
I'm telling.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say before. I'm telling you, behind the scenes in the building, he's telling everyone who will listen. I fucking told you guys, the guy is shit. I'm a good coach. It's a good offense. Just give me someone.
He's the
competent.
problem.
But he
Just
wanted
give me
Richardson.
someone with half a brain.
He did want Richardson.
He
in
wanted
fact.
Richardson.
He did
He
want
was the
But he worked out pretty quickly, probably. He was a bad call.
yeah.
I feel like he's Vince Vaughn in Couples Retreat, where he's like, guys, Anthony Richardson's sitting in there. He's like, I don't want to point fingers, but you're the problem.
You, the large black man in the back. You
You're
are the problem.
No, it's been one of the better surprises that recently we've had in the
It's
NFL.
been very fun.
It's
I-
right up there with the Lions turnaround.
And the Vikings last year as well.
Yeah.
I would say if you would taken us, if we went back and listened to our podcast at week 7 last year, we would have been saying pretty similar things about the Vikings, I reckon. So, wow, what a turnaround.
Yep.
Yep.
Because the Colts defense playing at a really high level too.
Yep.
I'm really happy for Indiana Jones. I'm really happy.
Yeah, I am too.
Good for him.
I love a redemption story.
I have
A comeback story.
I have a negative surprise.
Oh, God, yeah, go. Here we go. Is it Jalen Milroe?
I have no. He's still the MVP next year. Don't worry about him. I have the Raiders. We thought that this was going to be a well buttoned up, a well structured team, a team that was deprived of talent, but we're going to try their guts out on every single down, and they were going to play with grit, and then they were going to be a tough out. They look like a bunch of kittens out there with helmets on, and they're gutless.
Terrible.
They're not structured. They're
Dumb
not
mistakes,
disciplined.
Dumb penalties.
They don't have any schemes. They just look like they're just throwing shit against the wall.
Yep.
And we'll run Genty outside. Oh, he gets smoked for a 5-yard loss. Let's just do that this week. And then next week, we'll just try and change it up. Or run him up the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to get smoked. Oh, maybe we'll just dump it off to him and see what happens. Oh, this kind of works. Well, let's just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Now he's getting smoked.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Chip
Defense-
Kelly. I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
The defense
Has
is...
Chip Kelly ever been good in the pros?
He was good for the Eagles, yeah.
One good year for the
One
Eagles.
good year.
And I thought...
That's the only time. 49ers, he was terrible.
I remember like deep diving into the hire, and I was like, he tried to bring this like spread power offense into the NFL when it wasn't ready for it.
The no huddle from Oregon, yeah.
Well, he did
Go
that as well,
fast,
but
go fast.
it was a lot of like spread the field out, run power runs behind it, try to utilize the space. And now a lot of teams sort of run a scheme similar to that. And so I thought with this personnel he could do it, but no, the game's passed him by. The game's passed Pete Carroll by.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
Is
unfortunately.
Pete Carroll one and done?
I think he is, yeah. At this point, yeah.
And also, not because the player's bad, but they wasted a top 10 pick on Genty. because like
They should have. And we said
He's-
that it's a luxury pick for a team.
Yeah.
yes, like the Bears, it would have been like sick.
Yes.
You know, instead their luxury pick went to Loveland, which was like it still could work out. He's shown flashes to be fine, but
Yep.
the Raiders doing that and now being shit. We know running backs don't last long,
Yeah.
so they're probably 4 years off being relevant again. 3 years, let's say.
Oh,
He's out of his rookie deal. Then they've got no quarterback, and they're paying Geno for the next 3 or next 4 years because of the extension.
Yeah.
Now they can cut him and get out of it, but then you're just starting at the bottom again. Like,
yeah.
and they're
So-
already at the bottom.
yeah, they're already at the
They
bottom.
got
Like,
no
they're-
talent on defense outside of Crosby.
Crosby, who he's only going to hold on for so long. Crosby, I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
The-
I would be shocked if he's on another team.
and then they've played.
Yeah, that's fair.
They've played Brandon Bowers through injury, and now it's cost them 4 weeks or 3 weeks or
Yeah,
something.
that was dumb. That was so
apparently
dumb.
that was him. And again,
Players
there's
always want
gotta-
to play.
it's got to be an adult in the room. He'll be
Yeah.
like, hey, Brock, we want you for 15 years,
Yeah.
not 15 games.
Or
So-
for 15 minutes.
Yeah, let's just rest you. And he would have been back at full health by now.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
It's just, they keep.
If we're
sucking
talking about negative surprises,
up. Oh, yeah.
we've got to put the Jets in there too.
Well, again, for a similar thing, like
Similar thing.
I actually heard, I was listening to a podcast today, Heed the Call, shout out to the boys there, awesome podcast.
Shout out.
And one of the things that resonated with me was they said a lot of teams have done a lot more with a lot less.
Yeah, that's fair.
There are plenty of teams doing over the years and now with a lot less talent doing a
Yep.
lot more than them.
Like there's enough
And-
talent on there for them to be half decent,
Yeah.
and they're just fucking not. They're
And
just awful.
The culture's terrible. The players look disinterested. Again, you were spot on with the Sauce Gardner.
You'd learn pretty quick. I'm spot on a lot of things.
No, I agree with you about Sauce.
No,
I thought he
I was
overpaid.
chatting with your missus. She said no way.
Oh yeah, that's
No, I obviously backed you up. Straight
that's a great
Surprise,
source to talk
surprise.
to.
And I asked her about being in a field and if Chris Hemsworth's there.
Ah,
He was
here we
like, yeah,
go.
give me Chris. That's an in joke. You might be a part of it one day.
That's a deep cut.
But yeah, they just culturally they don't look great. Aaron Glenn, we hammered him last week for what he did before the half. It's just stupid. It makes
Now you got
no
the
sense.
owner coming out saying it would be good if we could pass the ball.
They benched Justin Fields, and then surprise, surprise, Tyrod Taylor was dreadful as
Yeah.
well.
What do you expect?
Like he comes in and throws 2 interceptions, and they lose 13-6. The second time they've lost a game this year when a team scored 13 points.
Yeah,
Denver
that's
was the week before.
Yeah.
Like it's diabolical.
you want to talk? You talk about Pete Carroll one and done. Is Aaron Glenn one and done?
I think they will. I think Aaron Glenn's more of a chance to get the benefit of the doubt.
He's also
But he
40
needs-
years younger.
Yeah.
He's probably 30 years
Yeah,
younger.
I think he's in his 40s. He
Yeah.
he needs a chance to. You would buy in that he needs a chance to bring in the guys to change his culture.
Yeah.
There's a potential they win 0 games.
And like the Detroit Lions, their first year with Dan Campbell were awful.
Yeah.
And I think I saw a clip come up today where they were saying like 40% of that Lions roster Dan Campbell's first year are no longer in the NFL.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's how bad the roster was.
Sure.
Right?
But I don't think
again,
that
the Jets'
that-
roster's not that
not
bad.
that bad. That's my
No.
point. Though.
So, but I think Glenn will get another chance. I think Glenn
I-
gets
I
another
would've-
season. I don't think Pete Carroll
I
does.
think
I think
would
that's
have. I would have thought that an Aaron Glenn coach team would at least be, have a little bit more something
Well,
about
in
them.
fairness, defensively, and that's his thing. They've played well enough defensively the last couple of weeks.
That I agree with. Yeah.
So you can hang your hat on. Okay, well, and they've got some injuries there too as well on defense. They're not fully manned up. Like they're not fully talented either.
So what's the reason when we're just hanging Fields out to dry and that's it? Like,
Well, the offensive scheme is disgusting.
yeah,
And I think we've said this a couple of weeks ago. Like, we just got to start to accept that Fields isn't that good.
yeah.
And we hate it. Like we all
Yeah.
like him.
I like
Yeah.
it.
He's one of the guys I want to be good. I hope
Yeah.
he goes and pulls an Indiana Jones somewhere else.
No,
Yeah.
But it's
he's
now
had
the
too many
third. It's the
chances
third team
yeah.
now. Like if the moment was coming, like again, we said this about Rodgers last year. Maybe just get out of the Jets and think good.
I think he's but the best. He should have because the Steelers wanted him. He should have just
Yeah.
stayed in Pittsburgh.
But they also flirted with Rodgers first, and then
Yeah.
went, "Oh, we don't think Rodgers is going to come." Now
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
come,
yeah.
yeah,
but,
but
also,
that's fine. That's
we-
business, mate.
yeah. And then his business was, "Nah, fuck you guys. I'm going to the Jets."
I don't
It's-
mind
it
his
hasn't-
mindset there. That's
Yeah, it
there's
hasn't-
nothing wrong with that.
And he's probably a better chance to be a starter at the Jets, but it just hasn't worked out.
Yeah.
And he's there next year. I think they'd be wrong just to cut him. I think they should roll into next year, try and improve. And see
Depends who
what
they
happens.
draft.
Yeah, they're going to have an early pick.
Well, I'm telling you now, as it stands, they're going to be pick
And
one.
you can bang them, oh, they got to draft O-line. They've drafted O-line in the first one.
Yeah,
last
they
2
have.
years.
Yeah.
And the 2 tackles look good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're actually.
Well, the one that's out for the year, that hurts as well.
Yeah.
He-
And Vera Tucker, their left
Vera
guard, who was a first round pick out for the year as well.
So like they got injuries on the line.
Yeah. It's just all gone wrong.
Yeah.
That's why I think Aaron Glenn will get another chance. Whereas Pete Carroll, it's all gone wrong because of the moves they've made.
Well, with Pete Carroll as well, with where he's come from and the culture he's developed, you would assume that you'd see those signs by this point. And then if you go, oh, you know, they're losing 14-28, but God, the other team scored a touchdown late. It was a closer game than it looks like.
Sure.
They could have, the Chiefs could have kneeled the ball out in the second quarter.
The Chiefs embarrassed them.
They ran-
That's a division game too.
They ran 30 plays.
Yeah.
If you actively try, you can't do that.
I think the
That
NFL average on offense is 70.
That is dismal.
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing. I
Yeah.
agree.
Like,
At the
I-
NFL level, it's very embarrassing.
I think if Pete's smart,
That's
he gets to the
embarrassing
end
at
of this-
GV.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
If
I
I was
agree.
playing on a team, they run 30 plays, but what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
You're wasting everyone's time.
I've had a few years where we've been like that.
Kneeling the ball on the other side of the 2-minute warning is pretty fucking embarrassing.
It's bad.
I would have taken my timeouts if I was the Raiders.
Fuck you guys.
You're right. That's so bad.
Yeah,
But
so
even the last 2 minutes and then
Yeah,
kneeling it out on you.
yeah.
on the wrong side of the 2-minute warning, it's crazy.
All right, that is it for us this week. I want to give a shout out once again to our friends at the Sporting Globe Chirnside Park. Get onto our social media. You'll see what you need to do to win Devonta Adams mini helmet or a Dante Culpepper signed football. They're both being given away, so 2 prizes to win.
How good's that?
And download the app, go to the information, change it to the Vault Studio podcast in your sponsorship section,
Nice.
and everything you spend goes towards helping the podcast grow, and it goes a long way. So we
Yes,
really
please.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
And then next week we might do power rankings and awards.
Yep, power rankings and awards.
Mid-season
Nice.
So it'll be,
wrap up.
Yeah, that'd be
next
cool.
week. So
Some of the games are shit now when you got some pretty bottom tier teams playing each other. So we don't need to
Very
review
true.
and preview all of them games.
So who do the Jets play next week? Can't wait.
Oh, it's
Can't wait.
I should just fold. Let's be honest.
Oh,
Just start forfeiting. What do you reckon the fine is to forfeit for the NFL?
I would hope it's not there. Like, I would really hope that. No, I guess back when the league first started, though, they probably started it. It
Yeah.
probably started off somewhat like GV. Nah.
Yeah, nah.
All right, peace out, guys. We'll see you Sunday night for the live
Ciao.
show.
Peace.
See you later.